Hello, long time no see, but this is going to be a quick unboxing from two packages from tacticoolfoam.com. Now, that is basically a reseller of a lot of the Australian, Singaporean, and other such crazy Nerf products that come out of those countries. As people like him buy them and then resell them in the US. It's really cool because that means that I can get them at a relatively affordable price. For example, if I wanted to get some of the things, I'd have to order from Singapore, and the shipping would be in some cases more than the part, and it would take forever to get here. So it's really cool that people have a business of buying and reselling some of these cool parts. But yeah, without further ado, let's open it up. Now, I do know what I ordered one of them, which is going to be a Artifact Red Cage, and then the other one I won in a contest, so I have no idea what it is, so I figured I'd open it on camera to get my first impressions. So, let's start with this one, because I know what it is, but it should be. Okay, that real quick. Some packaging. The elusive Artifact Red Cage. Now this is for the Strife or Rapid Strike. Ooh, it comes with screws too. These came while I was at school, so it comes with the screws to hold the motors in, but this is a all-metal, non-canted flywheel cage for the Strife or Rapid Strike, like I said. But basically the advantages of this are I've seen velocity readings of up to, on average, 150 FPS, but usually in the 140s. But it reduces noise by a bit, and it also just improves the FPS reading of the darts. I didn't get flywheels with this because I wasn't sure which ones to get. I was going to get the, they have like the smooth plastic ones, but by the time I bought this, they were out of stock from that particular source. I think Out of Darts might have some. But I'll have to pick some up from there. But there are also new Artifact metal flywheel cages, and I want to see some reviews of those before I go out and buy any of the sets, because there's smooth ones, canted ones. The general consensus, at least from the plastic ones, for these cages were that the smooth ones seem to have slightly better performance than the ones with ridging or rifling on the flywheels, and that they tend to tear the darts a little bit more. I'm not too concerned about that, because usually once I use darts like once or twice, they end up getting lost anyway, because I mostly play HVZ. But this will be really cool, and this will probably go into one of my builds, probably for NVZ, because it's a pretty cool product. So this is the one I'm really excited for, because I actually have no idea what's going to be in here, but I sort of pre-opened it so that I wouldn't have to struggle too much on camera. But let's get these. Ooh, there's a lot of things. Okay, cool. Just gonna take this away. Starting, a lot more than I expected actually. But starting with this, it looks like a worker extended mag release, probably for the Strife. It looks very similar to some of the ones I've 3D printed. This one's very cool because it's got like ridging and stuff on it, so it might be cooler than the 3D printed ones. I'll have to test it out and see how I like it. But that's pretty sweet. Ooh, there's a lot of different things in here. I was expecting like one or two things. Patch. That's really awesome, actually. I was actually going to order one when I ordered the other thing, but I forgot to. So I really like this. And actually, I'm going to redo my loadout for HVZ, so I might actually have some Velcro space to put on my Tacticool foam patch. Well, that's really sweet, actually. I love how the darts replace sort of the bones that would be there. It's super cool. Big fan of this patch. Okay, so over here, it looks like, I forget the technical name for these darts, but these are pretty cool. I haven't actually bought these before. They're very similar to the Men Gun darts that I bought recently for HVZ, which I will be reviewing. I have a chronograph coming in the mail, so once that shows up, I can get accurate data and therefore form a better, comparison. But until that comes in, actually, wait, let me go grab them real quick. So these darts remind me a lot of these. These are sort of, these are Men Gun darts, which, like I said, I'll review soon. I really like them, but they're basically knockoff Connect darts, which a lot of people really liked from Nerf. So I've seen these floating around, and they're supposed to be a bit squishier. Looks like the tip flexes a bit more than the Men Guns. But they almost look like I think they're called Waffle. And actually, don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% positive. I'll have to look it up, but these are pretty interesting, and I'll have to review them at some point. Much like I'll have to review these when the chronograph comes in and I can get the good data. Now, this looks like a spring of some kind. I'd assume that it might have to do with this. I think I've seen these on his website before, but this looks to be padding and like O-rings for, I believe, a Retaliator, and there's an upgraded catch spring in here. So I'd assume that this spring would also go with this kit, and this is sort of like a Retaliator upgrade kit. I'll have to double check with his website, but that's really cool in that case. Actually, I don't think I have a stock Retaliator just lying around, so maybe I'll have to pick one up. But that might be a good candidate for like a pump action one. Actually, what would be really cool, I could do a Retalicon. I have a Sonic Ice, or the green one, the like toxic one. Which would be pretty sweet if I could do like a maybe a 3D printed pump grip, because I have a 3D printer, and then to match that, Sonic green Retaliator, and then throw or Recon rather, and then throw the Retaliator in there with these sort of internal parts. That'd be a pretty sweet project. Maybe I'll have to do that in the future. Last but not least, there's this worker box, which I can't read Chinese, but just says worker on it. Is it flywheels, maybe? No, it appears to be a spring. Probably for a hammer shot, if I had to guess. But I can actually double check that. I think I have a hammer shot internal. Actually, conveniently enough, I have one right here. But yeah, that spring appears to be the same size and about the same outer and inner diameter, so I'm going to say it's a hammer shot upgrade spring. That's pretty sweet too, because then I guess I don't have, like this one for example has a CPVC spacer right here, but I assume if I use a thing I might get full compression. This appears to be pretty hefty as well, so it'll make a good sidearm. Like I said, I'm redoing my loadout, so I might make a matching hammer shot, so that'd be pretty sweet, especially because I have a few extra cylinders that I printed, the 7-shot ones. Although they have, like, 8-shot ones now, but that's kind of crazy. I'm still trying to figure out how, without modifying the shell, it, like, barely fits. The tolerancing is pretty crazy. But, yeah, that's pretty cool as well. But yeah, that's sort of all of the things that were included in those two packages. Like I said, I had no idea what any of this would be, but I did purchase this beforehand, so I knew that this one was going to be here. But, yeah, huge shout out to tacticoolfoam.com. I'm going to put his website and then see if he wants anything else in the description of this video. But huge shout out to him. Thank you so much for hosting the Christmas competition. I'm going to show off the blaster that I used to place in that in a bit. It's pretty much finished, but one of the pieces needs to be redone because when I moved back to back from school, I ended up cracking it. So I'm going to redo that, and then that video should be up soon. Like I said, videos should be returning on a semi-regular schedule with me being back from school and all, and I'm waiting for a chronograph to do a few reviews of various darts. But other than that, thank you for watching. I'm sorry if this was kind of rambly, and I hope you enjoyed.